Turning now to tonight's Health Spotlight, a shocking new report shows the number of drug overdose deaths hit a historic high in 2020.
Yeah, Wish TV's medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis has been digging into the report and joins us now with more. Mary.
Okay, well, the CDC findings are nothing short of tragic. The coronavirus pandemic wiped out all progress made in 2019. While deaths across all groups showed record numbers, some populations were hit harder than others.
The CDC gathered data from 25 different states regarding their drug overdose death rates in 2020. Compared to 2019, the number in white Americans increased by 22%. American Indian and Alaska Native rates rose by 39%. And in 2020, Black American deaths increased by a whopping 44%. Wish TV medical expert and former U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams tells me there are several reasons why.
It's not one thing. We know that in some cases it's due to increased use overall in populations due to stress of the epidemic and due to increasing stress from financial pressures, etc. We know that fentanyl is really driving this, the increased availability of fentanyl, both with people's knowledge and without people's knowledge.
Adams tells me it gets more complicated in the Black community. The rate increase was double that of white Americans. But why the enormous gap?
They feel that some of the increase, particularly in Black and brown communities, is in populations who aren't aware that they may even be getting an opioid. So, for instance, many white populations who are used to using heroin at least are aware of the risk of overdose and know that they're injecting a narcotic where overdose is a possibility. So if it's fentanyl tainted, they still may be prepared to respond to that because that's something that can happen with fentanyl.
Adams says people in Black communities are turning more to cocaine than heroin, not knowing the drug may be tainted with fentanyl mixed in by dealers. Because it's cocaine, this group isn't used to being in situations with the prospect of an overdose. It's unlikely they will be equipped with naloxone, a life-saving medication that can treat an overdose.
Adams tells me awareness and education will be key in getting ahead of this epidemic. These drugs are nothing to play with, he says. He also tells me widespread availability of naloxone to members of the community is critical to preventing deaths. Reporting from the studio, I'm Wish TV's medical reporter, Dr. Mary Gillis.